Hello and welcome to the Horsley Dressmaking Academy. I'm Eleanor and today I'm going to show you how to insert a bag clasp. I'm going to use a piece of fabric that is pleated just the same as on the teasel bag. So if you have any doubts about putting the magnetic clasp into the teasel bag, then this should be really helpful for you. Now I would recommend interfacing the back. Perhaps you can either do it before you've pleated it or just get that pleat folded together and put a piece of interfacing straight over the back. That just gives it a little bit of extra support so that you don't pull the magnet out of your bag. So the first thing to do, you've got two pieces of magnet. That's the sort of main bit, I think, with the main pull on it, and that's the and that's just a bit of metal that goes with it. So I think if you have a little pocket inside your bag, which would be here, I would recommend putting the piece of fabric that's not the piece of magnet that's actually not magnetized into that side, because otherwise every time you pass your phone past it, it might cause trouble. So yeah, I'd recommend putting that on the bag pocket side, the thinner one. So first thing you're going to do is take the backing and use that as a template in order to make the holes to put the magnet through. So I'm going to make sure that those are together. Place my magnet. Now this will be done after you've sewn the bag together, so you'll have a centimetre seam allowance, which will take you to approximately there. So take your bag clasp maybe another centimetre lower the top of the clasp out template, just a centimetre below that, and then using a tailor's chalk, and if you don't have a tailor's chalk you can use a pencil because you're not going to see this. Just mark those two holes, those two slits. Take that away. Now you can just see that there's a couple of slits there. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make the holes using a stitch ripper. Again, you can make it with a really sharp pair of scissors, but these are more accurate really. Now I would recommend not making an enormous hole. Don't stitch rip too far. I just put it in and then back out again and rip that, just that, and then the same on the other side, making sure that your hole is sort of in the same, is level with the other one. In tiny bit out. Now those holes might look smaller, like to quite a degree smaller than that that's going into it, but these will stretch. The hole will stretch, and you don't want it to be baggy because otherwise you're just going to pull the whole thing out. So you want it to be quite tight. So next I'm going to put those prongs through the holes, and it's going to go all the way through all of the layers. Again, at this point you could put a piece of stiff wool or felt or something into that, just to stiffen it again. The next thing, don't forget, which I have done in the past and then had to take my bag apart, to put the backing plate onto it. Next job is to push those prongs inwards, and I tend to use a pair of scissors to push them down. It's just less, it's more comfortable on your hand, and you can get more purchase. Oh. There we go. And there we have it. One side of a magnet put in. And it is a little bit more tricky in inside a bag when you've got your hands sort of, you all have your hands sort of something like that inside the lining trying to do it. So it's a little bit like trying to peel an orange inside your pocket, but it's not too difficult, and I think once you know to kind of, you basically want to strengthen it as much as possible, and then do the same on the other side, because your pleat will sort of fix exactly where you're supposed to be. If you're interested in making the teasel bag, then patterns and kits are available on my website, which is horsley.co.uk, and I'll put a link on the underside of this. It'll be just below somewhere. Okay, lovely, thank you.